Hey everyone, it's Kate here with another episode of Chick Flick, a show celebrating women in positive roles in film and TV. Today, I introduce you to my co-host, Cassandra Turner, my aunt. What are we covering today?
Hey Kate, thanks for having me. I'm really excited about today's movie. It's my all-time favorite film, The Color Purple, directed by none other than Steven Spielberg.
This film is a true depiction of love, survival, perseverance, and the African-American experience in the early 1900s. Yeah. Supported by an all-star cast, our main protagonist, Celie, played by Whoopi Goldberg, who was nominated for Best Actress, even though she didn't win for this, she won for Ghost. Which I was a little disappointed with. You know, she really deserved it for this.
She did deserve it.
But anyway, she plays a young woman who in a post-slavery South who endures abuse over the course of 40 years. However, the story is not about that. It's really about her will to survive and to find out who she is. Celie is surrounded by strong women, such as Sophia, Shug Avery, and her sister, Nettie. These women are an integral part of the story's fabric, showing her how to be strong and what love is about. The scene where Shug Avery kisses her, which I was a little confused at first, but perhaps it's a way that she's taught love and affection and the human touch, as she has never really experienced it in any relationship she's had. What was your favorite part of the film?
Well, my favorite part of the film was when they were having dinner for Easter. And the family is just having chatter, having some idle banter, and Celie is just at this place where she's frustrated, and she gets up and she goes to Mr. and she's just ready to leave. She's like, have I ever asked you for anything? I've never even asked you for your hand in marriage. And speaking of my favorite clip, check out this clip.
I promise you, until you do right by me, everything you think about is gonna crumble. Don't do it, Miss Celie. Don't trade places with what I've been through. Come on, Miss Celie. Let's go to the car. He ain't worth it. He ain't worth it. Who you think?
Ooh, that was powerful. I got goosebumps when I watched that. But tell me what that clip means to you. Like, what do you think about that when you see it?
It's symbolic of her liberation.
Totally.
So she's no longer in the chains of Mr. She's not in his control. It's really how Celie started being free.
Yeah.
You know? Celie and Shug found the letters that Nettie wrote, and that was the beginning of their journey.
I think so too. I totally agree with that. I think her relationship with her sister kept her uplifted and encouraged her, especially when she started to read her letters. It almost gave her hope that there was a better way of life. And I think it's kind of dramatic irony at its best because they had such a close relationship in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did.
And you kind of thought she was dead the whole movie.
Yep,
Not to spoil it, but it's, you know.
Yeah.
It's also a film from 1985, so
Yeah,
if you haven't watched it by now, But anyway, she still has a way of keeping Celie going, you know, through her letters.
Yep.
The dinner scene is really powerful, and one by one, it's kind of weird because all the women at the table get a voice.
Every one of them.
You know what I mean?
Great,
And I thought it was just going to be her, but then they start rising up, and
like,
it was like a revolution
and I'm going
almost.
too.
Yeah,
it
it was awesome.
like,
and it really speaks to the times then, but even now.
Yeah.
You know, it was very poignant.
Yeah.
The part where Albert, played by Danny Glover, says, "You're black, you're poor, you're ugly, you're a woman," was so telling of the complete lack of respect that Celie had in her life. And she also never had a male figure in her life to truly respect her or love her.
Right.
I thought Danny Glover was fantastic.
He was amazing.
He was. He kind of like loved to hate him almost.
Well, you did.
You know what I mean?
You really
Like,
did. Because once you watch, when you watch the film, you'll grow to love him a little bit.
You do, and there was a scene like as the progressed in the early part of the movie before Shug got there, and he was trying to find his pants and everything. And you could see how much he actually relied on her.
He relied on. He had a hole in his sock.
He did, and all of a sudden you just see her sewing it out of nowhere. But
it's great.
Yeah, it really is.
This film is so powerful. Like, it's really powerful. It goes back to when you were saying how he talked about you're black, you're ugly, you're poor, you're this. And, you know, in that time, women were just looked at as, you know, you're here to be, you're cooking, you're sewing, you're cleaning, you're doing all of the things to take care of the home, to take care of me. You know, I don't need to, like, respect you.
Right.
I don't need to respect you.
Right.
You know, you're my wife. You're supposed to do what I say do.
Right,
You know?
exactly.
So at this moment, Celie is like, I'm over this.
Yeah.
And I think when she looked at Suge, she couldn't believe, I think she was so amazed with how Suge was already like liberated and free.
Yes.
And I think that
Yes.
really like
Yes.
got her like.
Yes, because there was a scene where she was looking in the mirror and she saw her poster,
Yeah.
and she almost idolized her before she even knew her,
Yeah.
because she idolized what she represented.
Yep, absolutely.
And that was huge. And
Yeah.
I could be here all night just
Definitely.
dissecting and discussing this film.
Definitely, I took it too.
But thank you all for joining us on this edition of Chick Flick, and special thanks to my co-host, my aunt, Cassandra. This is my favorite scene from this film. Check it out, and until next time, guys.
More than anything, God loves admiration.
You saying God is vain?
No, not vain. Just wanting to share a good thing. I think it pisses God off if you walk by the color purple in a field and don't notice it.
Well, you saying it just want to be loved like it say in the Bible?
Yeah, Celie.